What's up guys, it's Subsy here, and the Pixel 4a has had some reports about a yellow tint on the screen. So some people have reported that the white point on this is a bit warmer than they expected, and I thought let me do a comparison between the Pixel 4a, Pixel 5 and a few other devices to see what the white point is like on either of them, and just to see how the colors are compared to some other things that I have lying around. So I'm going to compare them to the iPhone SE, the iPad Pro and my old Pixel 2 XL just to see where they lie compared to those. But yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so here we have the iPad Pro, the iPhone SE, the Google Pixel 2 XL from a few years back, and then we have the Google Pixel 4a and then the Pixel 5. So if we take a look at the Google Pixel 5 versus the 4a first, you can see that when you're viewing face on, the colors are pretty much identical in the white point, but as soon as you go off axis, you can see the Google Pixel 4a shifting towards a warmer tint, whereas the Google Pixel 5 remains similar to what it was before when you look at it straight on. And it's the same sort of situation in any direction that you tilt it, but again, when you look at it face on, it seems perfectly similar to the Google Pixel 5. Now if you compare it to the iPhone SE, which uses an LCD screen, you can see that it's very similar, so the color shift on either one is still minimal, but it seems very similar to the colors of the iPhone SE in terms of the white point. So now let's jump into the colors and let's look at the Google Pixel 5 versus the 4a again, and you can see it's a similar story, they're very similar. The blues are a tiny bit different, the purple is a bit deeper on the Google Pixel 4a, but the shifting of the colors, like the saturation or anything to do with the color itself, off axis seems pretty minimal, and you can see it still retains the brightness off axis. So if we compare the Google Pixel 4a to the iPhone SE, you can see a difference because the iPhone SE still uses an LCD display, and just because of that nature it's going to have a bit more muted colors, so you can really see that in the reds. But when you go more off axis, you can see that the iPhone holds its colors a bit more, but again the Pixel 4a still has fantastic colors off axis. So now if we turn the brightness down and take a look at the white point here, you can see a bit more of a difference. So again, the Google Pixel 4a versus the 5, again head on they're perfectly fine, but when you go off axis, the warmer tint on the Google Pixel 4a is a bit more on lower brightnesses, and you can really see that here. So if we take a closer look at the Google Pixel 4a, you'll see the yellow tint off axis, but you may notice something else as well. So the rainbow effect that you get with most screens, most AMOLED screens with Gorilla Glass, is a bit more pronounced on the Google Pixel 4a just because it's using Gorilla Glass 3, and that has a tendency to give more of a rainbow effect at a lower degree of tilt. So you can see this is not a big issue with the Google Pixel 5 because that's using Gorilla Glass 6. So when we go off axis, not only is the color temperature pretty consistent, but there's way less of a rainbow effect as well. And now if we switch back to the Google Pixel 4a again, you can see that rainbow effect is way more pronounced, and it's only something you really notice on a white background, but it is there if you are looking for it. So there you have it. If you guys have either of these phones and you have an issue with yellow tinting or purple tinting or something else and your color temperature is off, let me know in the comments below. But if you found this video useful, be sure to click like, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any future content. But as always, it's Subsy here, and I'll see you guys next time.